Hey everyone, what's up? I'm actually on time for once. Welcome to the Flying Fluffy Hockey live stream of Panthers versus Maple Leafs with no Kachuk, no Ekblad, no Kulikov, no Sturm, and no Barkov. This should be a fun night. And Bjorn Foots was so terrible he got sent back down to the checkers in favor of Jacob Magna. Luosterainen and Lundell and Reinhardt is the top line. And Verhaeghe gets put on the second with Bennett and Marchand. And then Rodriguez, Boquist, and Samoskevich on the third. And Greer, Nosek, and Gadjo on the fourth. So I have next to no expectations for this game other than no more goddamn injuries. So Seth Jones has averaged 25 minutes a night since joining the Panthers. Beck says, is there any words on Barkov injury? Daniel says injuries. So Sturm is out day today, and Barkov is also not playing in this game. So Lundell centers the top line with Luosterainen and Reinhardt. Bennett centers the second line with Verhaeghe and Marchand. Rodriguez centers the third line with Boquist and Samoskevich. And Nosek has to come in to center fourth line with Greer and Gadjo. Beck says, not liking that E2 on first line should be Samover unless they're trying to get Samo to get the third line going. Beck says 2 points, rest in Bob's hands tonight. So, how is everybody doing? Okay. Yeah, these lines are crazy. That's what happens when everybody is getting injured and or suspended. Adonis says, I think they listened to Jaws about resting everyone because this lineup is an absolute blender. The most hilarious thing would be if we still beat the Maple Leafs. Barkov got it injured. He had missed several minutes during the course of last night's game. How much longer does Ekblad have? Ekblad is not coming back from his suspension until Game 3 of the first round of the playoffs. Max, you think the second line that should stay consistent is the second Bennett, Marchand, Semo?
We've certainly had a good run of teams that are fighting for their playoff lives, so we should be ready. And we want to finish first because you're trying to fight for every advantage that you possibly can.
Kenneth says Leafs 6-1-1 in last 8. Totally could lose this game. That's what they do.
So I don't think you can gain that. We want to finish first because it could be an advantage, and you don't want to lose that. But more than that, we want our game to be pretty darn defined by the time we get there.
Your Florida Panthers taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs in a game with some big playoff implications. Opening face-offs have your white next right here on
So what do we think? Just how badly do the Panthers lose tonight?
I got all your forms. I'll take it from here.
Am I still angry about yesterday? More disappointed. Hopefully Sam Reinhart does not completely malfunction like he did last night. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Collins says somehow, some way, the Panthers will grind out a win. Okay, the game's about to start.
Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Sam Bennett comes home to the Toronto area tonight. Last time here, he scored twice, leading the Panthers to a win.
Kenneth says Reinhardt hit the wrong controller button and dove in front of the puck. You hit the wrong controller button in games all the time. They're calling it an upper body injury for Barkov.
Is our Cadillac player to watch. The 14 goals tied with Mason Horton and Jonathan Huberdeau for most of the rookie season. 28 points tied with Nick Hagman, and across the board up amongst the rookie leaders in Panthers history still with a couple weeks left in the
Beck says, I can't bring myself to get upset with Rhino. He's been the only one playing up to his potential. Well, you can also blame Vanacek for apparently not being able to stretch from one side of the net to the other with any speed whatsoever. So it's Bob versus Stolars tonight. Wait, it's not starting yet?
No, it's not a rush down here.
I don't understand.
What?
Almost every game starts about 8 minutes after puck drop time, and then every once in a while you have these random games that just drag it out. I believe I read that Vanacek has only one win in all his starts since November 30th. Adonis says, I only blame Rhino for screening Vanacek on the game-tying goal. He should have been covering Suzuki.
If everyone in the U.S. chose large rostering trash bags, we'd save 100 million pounds of plastic waste each year. And that's better than all good. It's all black.
Jameson says, let's go Panthers. Yeah, we're gonna need the luck tonight. Kenneth says, Florida fans all picking the Leafs to win tonight. Ugh, the Leafs are so screwed tonight.
It's not. I'm not blowing these are maybe the most important games all year because every year the team is.
This game would only be blacked out if you're on ESPN. Plus, if you're in South Florida or if you're in Toronto.
So we got to learn something. We've got to focus our game to enhance the
Head coach Paul Maurice, just before tonight's game here in Toronto, one of the teams that he's coached previously, has got a nice smile on his face as we get set for this big matchup.
Yeah, they have to do without the big guy, Alexander Barkov, not in the lineup for the Panthers. Panthers announced.
One of the players on the bench for the Cats is from Plantation, Florida. Hey, a Mercs fan, I'm doing all right. Trevor says, I can't take another loss, boys. All right, looks like the game is finally starting. So that top line starts.
Okay, what top line? What is the top line?
It's supposed to be the line that comes in clutch and doesn't screen its own goalie with less than 10 seconds to go in the game. Lundell takes a hit. Stolars keeps the play going. So
all right.
Schmidt. What a rebound. I thought Marchand was going to put that in. Bob makes the save. All right, so the Leafs are now set up. Domi has his pass deflected. Glenn says, remember the Paul Maurice mantra. It doesn't matter who wins or loses as long as we played our game.
Oh, shit. Oh, the chair.
Trevor says, no Barkov, no Kachuk. We need a leader right now. We need Brad Marchand.
Okay. The chair thought about flipping me.
So that's Magna. That's the new guy. Because Bjornfoot was
The new old guy.
because Bjornfoot was that terrible apparently. Jones with the puck sends it on net, but it got deflected and no one could reach the rebound. Jones steals the puck at center, flips it in. Metallic says, I thought Magna was Colin White in number 6. Jones basically passed it right to him, and then he did it again.
What did he do? All right, we got it back.
Offsides. With 16:35 to go in the first. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Bolvar says, a question for Jaws. At what point did you start to feel self-conscious about your age when you started seeing people get drafted in sports? Asking for a friend.
It's a good question. I think when you get to the age that you can no longer fantasize that you could make a comeback and play professional sports, I think that's when it sets in.
Verhage sends it wide, per the norm.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Marchand and Bennett that they have to be stuck with him for now instead of having Samo.
Oh my God! Did that not go in?
Somehow that did not go in, and then Bob makes another save.
It's out.
Hello, Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Jameson says Swaggy looks lost out there. Bolvar says, may or not have been because I saw I'm 3 days older than Caleb Williams. Samo's, it went high.
Rodriguez controls back at his own end. Nearly 5 minutes gone tonight in Toronto. Big one between the Panthers and the Leafs.
So if we win this in regulation, we'd be tied with them in points, but they have the regulation wins tiebreaker now. I don't know if we have any games in hand left on these guys. Hello, Austin. How you doing? Bob makes a save. Leafs hold it in the zone. Bob makes another save. Nosek able to move the puck along.
Ooh.
Austin says he's watching the Hurricanes spank the Capitals. Kenneth says everyone played same number of games before this game.
Yeah.
The Hurricanes are beating the Capitals 3-0.
Yeah, well, the Capitals are running out of things to play for.
Ovi is so close.
What's he need? 4?
4 more goals. And he still has half a month to go. JC says, yay, now Greer is hobbling. Shit. What a save by Bob.
Bubble.
See what happens when the goalie actually has speed? Oh, Verhaeghe, unfortunately, is the one who got the puck after that turnover. Damn it. If it was anyone else out on the ice, that might have led to a shot on goal for us. Now Forsling out of the zone. Verhaeghe over the Forsling, but it rolls past him. Verhaeghe with a hit. Now Bennett behind the net has the puck taken away from him.
Oh.
Life.
Hey, Jameson, thank you for the 7.
Hey, thank you, Jameson. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jameson.
Mountains of flavor, those crispy peaks, 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man, that ranch is deep.
Adonis says we're actually playing all right, just need more chances.
Changes everything. Hey, that's right. Pretty tasty. Hey, Donnie, don't you got someplace to be? Sorry.
JC says Verhaeghe is broken. I refuse to call him by his nickname until he starts putting points up on the board.
For over-the-top strength. It's better than all good. It's all
Casper Verhaeghe.
You held the gun to my wife's head. You have the wrong person. Max. I have exactly the right person. Manager was one of the most exciting spy thrillers in years. Came off the board. Academy Award winner Brendan Melick. He's smart. Get out alive.
Sir Fossey says Verhaeghe is cooked this year.
You're going to see a collision here. Watch Schmidt and Eculoy straight in, they bang into each other, and that opens up a lane there for Matthews, and he gets that puck swing shot there towards the net. But look at Sergei Bobrovsky with that left pad, and he says, "Not now, Big Poppy."
Bobrovsky against Matthews doesn't get much better than that.
What did Moeller just say? Not now, Big Poppy. I think Moeller and goalie might have had to relax a little after having to cover that abomination last night.
That was an abomination.
Bolinskis a steal. Bolinskis, and of course the puck goes right where there is no Panther to take advantage of the rebound. Yeah, we might get a Bob goal before another Swiggy goal. Cade says, I've never seen Kyle get angry like that.
Kyle was pretty rough shape last night.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
Oh. And, of course, we can't hold it in the zone. I swear, if the Panthers somehow find a way to win against the Leafs while being down this many guys, the Steve Dangle video will be priceless. Hello, Hungry Xenomorph.
You got to step up. You can't give them a time. Really rush their plays. Be physical.
And we've seen that at Nico a few times already in the game on Marner in that neutral zone. Here comes
Bennett enters the zone. I thought we might have been offsides there.
For help, he's double teamed. Chips off the boards for clear. And now is touched with a high stick.
All right, so
if the
playoffs started today, we'd be playing against the Lightning. and then either the Sens or Leafs in the second round.
Matchups there if it started today. Of course, looking over the west side. How about Dallas and Colorado?
Dallas, Colorado, Edmonton, Los Angeles. I swear the West just keeps copying and pasting the same damn
Right.
series over and over again.
You could make the case that if they could win that series, they'd have a legitimate chance to win the Stanley Cup. Heavyweight battles, we'll see how it all shakes out in a few weeks. The Stanley Cup playoff, best tournament in all of sports. Panthers.
James just started watching How Have We Been Looking?
Okay. Nothing fantastic, nothing terrible. Both teams just kind of out there playing.
Cade says, someone knock Montreal out of the playoffs. Columbus take it from them. I've been rooting for that to happen. And not just because I hate the Canadiens. Columbus deserves that second wild card spot.
So far, the Panthers have a short memory after that disappointing end to the game in Montreal last night. There's guys, but she's back in the lineup there. You know, he goes in straight lines. There's no first or second gear. It's always the third and fourth gear with him.
And he's got some real big decisions to make. You saw him there on the bench. He's got to.
Sir Fossey says, watch the Habs choke their playoff spot away.
Get it done soon. Forsling's glass kicked out by Stolars.
Let it go.
Well, then by the time you get to late May,
So 9.5 to go in the first. Yes, Gadjo is in. Sturm is day to day. So both Gadjo and Nosek are back in the lineup.
Oh, jeez.
Loose puck. And Seth Jones prevents a second shot on there. Yeah, Magna is called up, and Bjornfoot gets banished back to the minors from whence he came. And Barkov is out.
Yeah.
Domi puts it back to the Edwards. Dalton, the former Flyer, acquired at the deadline. Around the marker who just came on, but it's shoot between the legs for Benoit. Benoit looks. He's got Matthews in the slot.
Bob makes another save.
Panthers trying to get it in.
Oh, not out.
Not out.
Shooting. Bobrovsky.
Bob
Again.
gloves it with 8:32 to go.
One on Marner. And we remain scoreless in Toronto.
It's an
All right.
upper body injury for Barkov.
Upper body.
No word on. That's what someone else had said.
Huh.
Damn it. The Mets have taken the 6-4 leads. The Marlins, unless they tie the game at the bottom of the 11th, they'll lose. The Marlins had a 4-1 lead, but then surrendered a 3-run home run, and that's why the game went to extra innings.
Right.
Exactly the right person. It's one of the most exciting spike wheelers in years. Getting off the board. Be smart. Get out of the line. Here.
Hey, it's RV Harvey.
Weekend in the RV? How was the night, RV? Catching walleye?
This is getting out of hand. All I ever wanted was to be the cool boss with an RV and a fun Nick paint. Now I should know what a walleye is.
Hey, all that matters is that you bundled your RV and boat with your home and auto insurance.
And got great safety.
Kenneth says Bob's looks like Ed Belfour.
With the decor, didn't I?
Way overboard.
8:32 to go in the first.
Panthers are in the midst of this four-game all-Atlantic.
OEL went to the locker room and has not returned yet.
What the focus is, what the key is on this final multi-road game road trip as we get closer
I'm
to
sure the
playoffs.
Leafs don't want to suffer any injuries at this moment either.
One games as the team possibly can. He believes playing in close, tight games are preparatory for the postseason. I spoke with defenseman Seth Jones pregame, and he told me he loves the Panthers.
OEL is back on the ice, says Jameson. Yep, there he is.
A good chance this will be a one-goal game tonight. It was last time the Panthers came here. Mitch Marner shifting with the puck and shooting. And Bobrovsky
Bob makes another save.
I was too busy watching that fanny behind Paul Maurice with the haircut, the hairdo there behind the coach when Katie was talking about it. There he is, right there. Yeah, looks like he combed his hair with a pork chop this morning.
James says, not that I think Bjornfoot was entirely the reason we've been losing, but he's had some bad moments.
Get in line, brother. Battling with Riley physically out at center. Panthers on the shooting. Stolars will pop out of the
Stolars. Reinhardt could not get the shot off. Now Luosterainen gets the puck taken from him. Leafs ice the puck with 7:51 to go in the first.
Really good job of really disrupting what the Toronto Maple Leafs trying to accomplish coming out of their own zone, whether it's short passes.
Calais Campbell is now gone.
Yeah. He signed with the Cards. Or whatever Arizona is called this week.
It's still the Cardinals.
Still the Cardinals. They've moved so many times in the history of that franchise. St. Louis and Phoenix and Arizona.
Yeah. Well, if Arizona wants to keep up the retirement home stereotype, by all means, be our guest. Calais Campbell is like 37. He did play well for us, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Marchand enters the zone.
Oh,
Shoots. Stopped by Stolars. Last year, we would have been cheering a shot stopped by Stolars against Marchand. James says, why are the Leafs fans booing Marchand? I thought they loved him. Joe Kerr asks, how's Bjornfoot's replacement looking? Also, my God, we're playing the Leafs without Barkov and Sturm. Glenn says, we're going to miss Mostert. I don't know.
Nah, he's done. He had that one good year with us, for more than one, but that last good year, he's an old man now. He lost his mojo.
Yeah, we've gotten Devon Achad now. Of all the Dolphins' issues, running back is among the least of our problems.
The problem is I'm the backup quarterback.
Oh. And Stolars covers up, so we'll get a message from FPL. At FPL, we're honored to serve for 100
that's
years.
not true. You're the third option for the Colts in case they don't want Danny Jones or Richardson.
Right. How much am I getting paid?
Let's see. How much would you get paid? 53-year-old walk on.
Yeah.
With no professional or even college football experience. Yeah, Erod is playing center. And see, we dump in, but we actually grab the puck this time. Yeah. Now the Leafs headed up the other way. Bob will play it to Schmidt. LR says Mostert lost his mojo, a.k.a. he got for Higgins.
Yeah.
Well, that should be something that changes this year. Using Jalen Wright and Jeff Wilson Jr. more often in the run game. Lundell with the puck has to. That pass was so terrible it rolled all the way over our blue line before Forsling finally grabs it. 5 minutes to go in the first. This is truly inspiring hockey.
Matthews for Carlo up at the line. Cross. It's Riley. Marner runs up the boards. Carlo with a wrister. Knocked down in front. And Jones covering this slot.
Let's see.
Verhage breaking it out. Up ahead for Bennett. Picked up by Riley. Valinskas just came up. Lucas has some real estate. He's got
Bennett with the puck. Marchand was able to scoop up the puck, but he did not get a shot off. What exactly is the game plan? That was a funny bounce.
Oh, yeah.
Forcing Stolars to make the save. Yeah, these passes are pretty bad. Do it, Marlins. They scored one. They just need one more. They need one more to tie the game at the bottom of the 11th. They have two men on base with just one out.
Hey, Donnie, don't you got someplace to be? Cheetos Cheese Pizza Puffs. Proud to be the second best pizza thing. Sweet kid.
Amateur, you know, the guy like that. You're the wrong person. Exactly the right person. Amateur was one of the most exciting spy thrillers in years. Came off the board.
So on the scale of 1 to 10, how are we looking tonight?
6.
That sounds right. Joe Kerr says, I think the Marlins are sucking up all the Panthers' good juju. JC says that Verhage pass was abysmal. Horrible decision. Why pass to the middle to a covered player instead of banking off the boards and getting in deep? Faster K9 says, Maurice says, looks like no matter what, to get out of the East, you have to go through a Florida team or an Ontario team. So it doesn't matter much if you finish first in the standings. Ovi scored again.
Well, he was just showing highlights.
No, this is.
He's short again. Oh, jeez.
Oh wait, no, this is the replay from his goal.
Yeah.
The broadcast, they showed Gretzky at 894 and Ovi at 891. That means he's still 4 goals away.
Right.
So he has not scored. For JC says, I understand I may have a microscope on Verhage at the moment, but come on. 7 million not playing at an NHL level is not good. Hello, Rick. We're doing okay. 4 minutes to go.
Of course.
We are going on the PK. And of course, it's Balinskis. Marlins strikeout looking to end game.
Oh, jeez. It's just, I mean, why you can't do that? What are you doing?
Balinskis, bro.
It's so obvious. God damn it. That's a stupid penalty, man.
Jones after the puck got into the line, and Reinhart gets it out of the zone. Reinhart the pressure on Nye.
Reinhardt's pressure.
Under Nye's Matthews. Matthews, Nylander, and John Tavares. They go 5 forwards on the power play. The Maple Leafs.
Oh yeah, how many of you
Comes out there.
heard about Anthony Duclair being called out to the extreme by Patrick Waugh?
Shit.
It's under him. No whistle yet. It's still bouncing around now behind the net. And Matthews pass.
Uh,
Out of the zone.
Patrick Waugh called Anthony Duclair's performance god awful.
Cut that off. And the Leafs find the loose puck. Put it out in front. Deflected to the boards. Tavares up at the line.
Lusterainen, can one of you get a clear? No. Seth Jones played the body, but not the puck. Seth Jones blocks the shots. So, Nylander just circles with the puck. Nyes could not control the puck, and we finally get the clear, but not far enough for us to get a change.
Jones after the puck, gets to it, finds Boquist. What an effort here by Seth Jones on that PK. Finally goes to the bench. He was out there.
Yeah, Bob's saving us, that's for sure.
And there's 2 to go in the period. Malinski's quickly wind him down. Man jammed it out in front of the Panther net. Meg was there and makes the play on the clear. And the Cats keep it scoreless.
So we kill the penalty for what that's worth. Now Magno with the puck passes it.
Malinski's for Verhaeghe. He's 1-on-2. Fires in.
Verhaeghe dumps in, cannot retrieve his own puck. Oh,
Oh. Okay.
hey, we're going on the power play. Marchand got high-sticked. Daniel the Beach Bum says, I love Jones more and more every game. Beck says, that PK was brought to you by Jones and Forsley. Amazing block.
Short-handed here. There goes Forsley. Gets down and blocks a centering pass. It's underneath of him. And Bobrovsky was looking for it so he could help.
Yeah, Seth Jones has basically been forced to come in clutch with all of the defensive injuries and the suspensions. And here he is running power play unit number 1. Leafs get the clear. Yeah, rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
It's time for a Panthers power play presented by Jones and Magna. Last minutes of the period. Samo with the puck. Reinhard with the puck. Marchand back to Bennett at the point. Jones one-timer. Samo able to collect the puck. Has it completely stolen from him. Yes, Barkov is out. In addition to Sturm. So only a few seconds left on the backhander misses, and that is the end of the first. What truly exciting hockey!
That was better than losing.
Yeah. Where's my Mike's Hard Lemonades?
You want a beer?
What have we got?
Miller Lite.
That stuff is there might be a spare beer in there in that refrigerator. Yeah, of all the periods of hockey, that was one of them.
Firestone complete auto care. We hold our certified highest standard. That's why we have thousands of expert ASE certified technicians nationally. Call and book today.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay?
Yeah.
Roche-Posay Double Repair Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
Stuck paying off your phone? We've got you. Switch to Verizon and get up to $800 to pay off your phone. And you'll get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on any plan. Only on Verizon.
So the Hurricanes are destroying the Capitals 3-0. The Wild are beating the Rangers 2-1.
Let's go here for more citizens of the Lord. Happy grass, happy home. So what do you do?
Regular feeding, it makes all difference. That's wheat product is.
Now's the time to
Yeah, David Smith says playing good considering last night's gut punch and the injuries. Tony says the Oilers beat Vegas at their own game in the last 2 periods without 4 of their best players. Yeah, Sasha is out.
Likes to work on computers. The CIA did nothing. They're not bored.
You need anything?
Good question.
Okay. You want me to bring it or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you should chill it.
It's in the fridge already.
Oh, it is? Ghost Slayer says, hey, Kyle, I'm guessing you're just as mad as I am about being swept by Montreal. As a Leafs fan and Cats fan, I want the Leafs to lose because I'll bleed for these Cats over any other team. Go, Cats, go. Roaring Angel says, we're doing the same play as last year. Suck and rest before playoffs. Then bam.
Oh. Got it? Okay. I already took the cap off.
Thanks. Let's see.
There's not too many risky plays that are going through the middle of the ice. You want to keep it direct, get in on the forecheck, and get going and work on that zone. I think Panthers had a good penalty kill. They got a few seconds here left. On the power.
This is actually not as mid as I remember. At worst, it's one of the beers I've ever drank. It's Miller Lite. I'm just not a big beer person. Is it a must win or for Vancouver? So the Leafs lead shots on goal 12-7, but we lead hits 21-6. So we'll have 32 seconds left on the power play at the start of the second. Beck says, yeah, guy who's ever had Yingling. I think I've tried it once. Tony says, looks like Minnesota will play Vegas. Nerds. The Rangers have tied the game at 2 with the Wilds. I should elaborate a little more on this. This is hilarious. I've never seen a coach eviscerate his own player like Patrick Waugh just did to Duclair. He said he was god-awful. He had a bad game. That's why I didn't play him a lot. And he's lucky to be in the lineup. Sorry if I lose it on him right now, but that's how I feel. He's not skating. He's not competing. He's not moving his feet. He's not playing up to what we expect from him. Somebody get some ice to apply to those second-degree burns. Or should I say those first-degree burns? It looks like the Miami Heat will once again most likely they are guaranteed at least a play-in berth because the bottom 5 teams in the league in the Eastern Conference in the NBA have all been eliminated. So missing in action, Florida Panthers, Kachuk, lower body, Barkov, upper body, Kulikov, upper body, Aaron Ekblad, violated NHL performance-enhancing substances program. Nico Sturm out tonight.
What is the mentality you and your teammates have to embody to collectively fill that
we got to grind this one out. It's a back-to-back coming into hostile building, and there's definitely
Hey Daniel, the beach bum. Thank you for the 10. Thank you for the 10. Thank you, Daniel. He says, next beers on me, buddy. Hey, if you could get me a Mike's Hard Lemonade, I'd appreciate it.
It's whoever's a high guy in the L zone becomes a low guy in the D zone, and it's kind of a collective effort. So,
David says that's huge for the Heat. Saves 2 draft picks. Don't forget Verhaeghe labeled missing. Joe Kerr says we're getting hurt like the Lions did this season, except we at least got the championship. Stankoven makes it 4-0 Canes. Maybe Ovi gets a hat trick. All Ovi needs now is 1 hat trick to tie Gretzky. Do I like regular Mike's Hard or the flavored ones? Oh, the flavored ones are pretty good, especially The black cherry one, delicious.
Let's go here for more citizens of the law.
Happy grass, happy home.
So what do you do?
Regular feeding, it makes all difference. Scott's Weed and Feed, proud of this brand.
Now's the time to kill existing weeds with Turf Builder Weed and Feed.
Feed.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
Introducing the most capable Honda you've ever dreamt of. All new Passport Trail Sport.
So do you think the Panthers... What's your prediction for what are your predictions for the second period?
12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man, that ranch is deep. New crispy tenders, ring of flavor, Wingstop.
Hey, it's RV Harvey.
Guilty as charged.
Weekend in the RV? How was the night, RV? Get your wallet?
This is getting out of hand.
Only murder in the house says go Jackets. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Hey, all that matters is that you bundled your RV and boat with your home and auto insurance.
And got great.
JC says maybe Pomo is playing 4D chess. Get the team to tank. So in the playoffs, teams run the same scheme that is currently beating us, only to fall into a trap.
Hi, we're here for the $25 a line.
Yeah,
iPhone 16 Pro, one for each of you.
Yeah, but it's
on us. We got you.
Right now, every family gets our best price, $25 a line, and
So the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Hockey League is prohibited.
Welcome back to our first intermission report brought to you by Kia. No goals in the first period from Toronto. We got a new cat tonight, Jacob Megna. Here's what Paul Maurice had to say about one of the newest Penguin faces.
David says, I say for Hagee gonna get one and Rhino too this period. Okay, well, Rhino has been a safe bet. But for Hagee? Where did the name Blue Jackets originate? I know this one. I know this one. The Blue Jackets are named after, they are inspired by Ohio's history in the Civil War.
Intermission, it's NHL stats, but we're going in a different direction with this one. It's nice and sunny, nice and warm here in Florida. 37 and snow in Toronto.
So in Toronto, it's apparently 37 degrees Fahrenheit and snow right now. And in Sunrise, Florida, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit and clear.
Yeah, no shoveling the snow. Please don't do that. But let's score on a power play. About 32 seconds left on the man advantage for the Cats to start the second period.
Miles of flavor, get those crispy peaks. 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man, that ranch is deep. New crispy tenders, ring of flavor, Wingstop.
Kenneth says, I'm up for a swaggy own goal. Colin says, Magna goal incoming. Joe Kerr says, I'd like to see us win a game where Jones scores. Both goals he got with us came in horrible losses. The Rangers have taken the lead against the Wilds. Boo! David says, I'm sitting outside. It's perfect. 80 degrees with a nice onshore breeze.
$25 a line and
Kenneth says, yeah, it's terrible here today. Lots of freezing rain. Jacob says, we completely forgot we have Brad Marchand. We need a goal from him. It's 3-3. Huh. That must mean the Wilds just scored, because ESPN had it 3-2 Rangers over Wild, so the Wild must have just tied it up. Tony says at least the Blue Jays won again, completing the sweep. And they're now 5 wins, 2 losses, so the Marlins better win. The Marlins lost tonight 6-5, but they got the game to extra innings and would have won like 4-1 if whoever was pitching in one of the innings did not surrender a 3-run home run. The period's about to start. Dad? I might have to go see if if Jaws fell asleep. I think I hear him walking down. Wild shorthanded Johansson 3-3. Daniel says, I work in attics in South Florida, and now that it's hot again, I want to die. David says, game time, see you next break. Okay. Hey, Dad, you coming down?
Randy, I know you also like multi-platinum rock band Disturbed. Rocking Hammer Bank Arena April 18th. With special guests, Daughtry and Nothing More. 2 sets, 1 show. Get your tickets now. Seek it at AmericanBankArena.com.
Well, Sergei Bobrovsky, he was clean as a whistle in that first period. Turned aside all 11.
So I'm still waiting for Jaws to show up. Reinhardt betted in Marchand if all had over 6 minutes of ice time. Lundell and Samo over 5.5 minutes of ice time.
Bobrovsky, by the way, this season now against the Leafs, 57 saves on 60 shots. They didn't like that face-off, so we'll do it again.
That finally. Sorry to hear you're still not feeling well, the Kansas City Chiefs fan. The period has started. I tried calling you a couple times. But
I'm used to having a certain amount of time, but I took that extra time before. I did the video. All right. Oh, what the hell happened there?
Winterfell says had to turn up the volume. Both dogs snoring loudly. Guess they don't fight.
Hey! Touchdown!
Forsling.
All right.
Hey.
Good job. There you go.
Forsling makes it 1-0. All right, so we take the early lead. How come you said touchdown?
I don't know. Why not? I gotta say touchdown every once in a while when the Panthers score. Because you know we're not going to get to say touchdown when the Dolphins score.
All right, so Forsling puts the Panthers on the board.
All right, well, he did manage to get the puck out of the zone. It's like he implodes as soon as the puck's on his stick.
JC says, I still can't believe the Hawks waived Forsling and we signed him to $5 million. Reinhardt and Bennett with the assists. Daniel says, I think I just separated my shoulder while fist pumping.
No.
Ouch.
That sucks.
Lundell gets the clear.
Oh. Oof.
Cooley misses wide.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I see Magna. I see Colin White.
Wilds have taken a 4-3 lead. Woohoo! They're playing the Rangers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anybody with the Rangers.
Oh, no, it was called back. There's Magna. Yes, I do like the Cats. Yeah, Val Kilmer was a great actor.
Yep. Rahagi? Nothing.
Rahagi unable to do anything.
And he got it out of the zone, though. He did help Toronto get it out of the zone.
JC says, I can't stand Nyes or Marner. Offside, 16:20 to go.
That's a heavy line for the Florida Panthers. And
All right.
play the body. They're going to chip it in and make your life miserable for the Toronto Maple Leafs defensemen when they get their feet moving.
Kenneth says, goalie interference. What's that? Poor Zook, no goal. Kansas City Chiefs fan says, getting married on the May 5th to Miami Grace. Hey, congrats. Hope you have a wonderful wedding day.
Congratulations. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Forsling.
Bob
makes the save. Glenn says, now Zito can grab Duclair for free.
What, did they waive him?
No.
I mean, we could use some extra depth if he's free.
But Patrick Waugh just
yeah,
roasted him in front of the media. So Joker says, stop the count. Bob makes a save. And we get a clear. And Boquist trying to reach that puck. He does. Oh, man. I thought that went in. Trey says you should clip Kyle's reaction to the Suzuki goal. All right, so now the Panthers cycle the puck. Rodriguez, can you make a pass?
I wonder if Leaf fans are watching this right now screaming, "We're playing for the division and the Panthers have half the team out. Why are we losing?"
Steve Dangle looking for his clown makeup. Bolvar says the Islanders made Duclair shave his dreads, and now they publicly humiliate him. I would have stayed with Tampa if I knew that was going to happen.
Right?
Did they really make him shave his dreads?
I think that was it. I think they had some kind of dress code. Nothing.
I think it's either the Mets or the Yankees that finally are allowing their players to have mustaches or beards. Kenneth says, no, we know why we're losing. Yankees. Daniel says Steve's clown makeup is his jersey.
Oh!
Verhaeghe once again cannot score.
No.
I bet he could be point blank in front of an empty net and still find a way to not score.
That's my short from yesterday.
Jones directly passes it to the Leafs.
Jones. That's like the third time he's done that today, I think.
Killigren says, come on, Carter. TK says, time to start getting angry at Verhaeghe.
I feel bad for the dude. He got married and he's lost all his juju. All right, I guess here comes the commercial. All right.
Let's see how the other games are going. Yep, Carolina's still beating Capitals 4-0, and the Rangers and Wilds tied at 3. Hungry Xenomorph says Swaggy needs a Cuban Santero. Get the evil spirits off him. Trey says dude is going to rip a hatter game 1 of the playoffs.
Okay, I hope so.
And then score nothing for the rest of the playoffs.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Glad Force Flex Max Strength Bands with a 2-time stronger top.
All right, so what will happen if the Panthers take a multi-goal lead? Will they, 1, actually win the game, 2, win the game in overtime, or 3, blow the game?
We're going to win this game.
He's got time to square up to the shooter, like right there. Perfect positioning, right in the middle of the net. Here's another angle here as Domi gets around Niko Mikkola and then takes a shot. Look at the positioning of Bobrovsky's in the perfect spot there, top of the crease. And if you can see that shot, boy, coming into tonight, he's 2-0 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, stopping 46 of 49 shots. And he's adding to those goals here in this game.
About half the Leafs shots tonight on goal have come from Marner, Matthews, and Eli.
All right, so we win the face-off. Good. Now it's the Leafs unable to hang on to the puck. Mikula to Greer. Greer. It's so good to see Gadjo back on the ice.
It would have been nice to have had him last night.
Schmidt's able to pass to Greer. Greer dumps in while we go for a change. Samo playing spy. Domi trying, but the puck was too far ahead. Pass blocked away. Now it goes back behind net. Bolinskis trying to keep it away from the Leafs. Now it's Magnus Rodriguez over to Boquist. Flips it into Samo. Samo with the puck. Wondering what did he do to deserve getting dropped to the third line.
I think it's more about them not wanting to insult Verhaeghe by dropping him down to the third line. And it doesn't really, it's a different situation when you got Lundell, Luciano, and Reinhardt at the top line. You're not going to break up that trio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's a bit inconsequential.
Lundell with a good shot and Luosterainen getting Ovi goal.
Jeez.
3 to go. Ovi scored. Kyle and Jaws, quick question as Spaceman. What would you eat or drink out of the Stanley Cup trophy? Well, eat nice big bowl of mac and cheese.
Oh.
Yeah. Drink probably the nicest bubbly champagne we could find.
I'm not drinking champagne.
Well, if it's a drink
why am
for
I making myself sick because Ovi got the record? Let me know when Samoskevich breaks the record. Huh?
Glenn
grew up watching Gretzky in the newspaper.
Glenn says, Jaws, do you think Samo can handle the physical play of the playoffs yet?
I think so. I believe so. He hasn't shown any signs that he can't handle the physical play. That's for sure. Oh, geez.
Oh no, it's a 2-on-1. Mikula. Bob with another save.
Man, if I'm a Leaf fan right now, I'm screaming, how did you screw that up?
Lundell lifts the puck out of the zone. 9.5 to go. So what is that? Now it's merely a 4-1 lead for Carolina. Reinhardt, Luosterainen over to Lundell. Lundell trying to get to the puck now. Luosterainen circles back, sent it on net, goes back into the corner. Leafs having trouble getting the clear. Luosterainen has the puck, or I thought he did. Nylanders, are you going to be kidding me? Toronto has tied the game. Why am I not surprised? John Tavares with the deflection. Well, having a lead was fun while it lasted. Right, Dad?
Yeah.
Balinskis, just terrible luck. The puck deflected off his stick and went straight over to Nylander.
Oh.
So I guess puck luck is still not there for us. Mikkola with the puck. Now Schmidt.
Well, we're just following the Game 7 Stanley Cup Final script. That's all.
8:07 to go in the second.
Why won't he go away already? I mean, why does it have to be Tavares? Go away, old man, already.
Panthers. Bolvar says defense. Nah, who needs that? It's overrated, right, guys? Oh, we need that to not get torched. Well, crap. Metallic says, how long until Toronto scores again?
After the questionable penalty that goes against the Panthers.
Glenn says Tavares was the same draft as Hedman. Hey, Kenneth, thank you for the 2.
Hey, thank you, Kenneth.
Thank you, Kenneth. He says Jaws loves Tavares.
He's my favorite person ever.
Okay. Rangers 4-3. Bob's best friend forever scored. Bolvar says, at this rate, I'm convinced the Panthers wants Jaws to lift so much he turns into prime Arnold or Sylvester Stallone.
I think my protein powder gets here tomorrow, which is good because I need it.
Yeah. Ovi is just 3 goals away now.
What if he goes into a Verhaeghe-like slump now and doesn't get it to like the 5th game next year? Perhaps the return of my ring?
Off the draw, Jones shot blocked. Forsling tries to rip it again.
Right there.
The puck
It's
is right there. And it gets sent into the corner.
Lomberg would have scored there.
Cousins
certainly would have scored there.
Colin says, prayer circle. Panthers can regain the lead and lock down the Leafs.
Well, we can't score too soon, though, because we're only allowed to score 2 goals. Sammo!
Oh, my God. Sammo hit the post. Yeah, Montour definitely would have scored. Sammo, bro. You had him beat.
I think the guy, McCabe, got his stick in there, maybe. Yeah, McCabe got his stick in there. That was not a clean shot.
7.5 to go in the second. Shots are now tied at 15 apiece. Brian says, I think we know how this ends, unfortunately.
That is the skill that he has. You know, I mean, watching players like Reinhardt and Barkov and Verhaeghe and how they control the puck and how they go in and the timing to get into that traffic or to back up to get into the Paul Maurice was talking to us, as he mentioned, his learning curve has been very...
Hey, Dana, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Trey says, I'm getting bent over in this Rangers game. What's going on? Don't tell me you have the Wild goalie in your fantasy. Oh, Brock Faber has a goal and a shorthanded assist.
Bob had to come out and save his own
And
ass.
all Fox has for him is 15 minutes of cardio. Go. Lundell, somehow that Reinhardt did not know that puck was there, or he was trying to go off on a change.
Don't interfere. Don't call it.
Puck goes backwards. Bennett over to Marchand. Solars gloves it with 6:08 to go in the second. Isn't this fun?
So far.
Cade says, Paul, I promise you, nothing will freaking fall apart if the Panthers score more.
Ah.
6 minutes to go. Let's see. Rodriguez dumps in. Boquist chases it down, forcing Stoller. So Capitals lose 4-1. But the real victory is Ovi getting one goal closer. Bouncing puck. Gadjo shoots, goes wide.
It's just a little bit of lack of skill sometimes. The fourth line is just not quite the same. You know, even last year we had 2 fourth lines.
Greer with the puck. Forsling with the puck. And then Lundell somehow managed to pass it to Luosterainen.
Who just can't score.
Forsling shoots, stick saved by Stolars. Oh man. It's only the end of the second in the Caps Canes game. That's what I thought, Kenneth. Someone here was
forcing his back all the way to collect the puck. He's just skating the whole rink. Come on! Oh my God! Ah!
Reinhardt.
Jeez. Oh.
Brian says, I feel like there are a lot of fans who think Ekblad and Kachuk will immediately turn this team around. They don't realize it takes time to shake off the rust.
Oh. Okay. Come on, don't do anything stupid here. Good
Bob
job,
makes
Bubba.
a save. Metallic says, how is this even possible?
All
right. Eric Hardnett asks, how's the game going?
It's good. As even as possible. As definitely as even as possible.
This Cheetos pizza thing, it changes everything. Hey, you guys try this? Pretty tasty. Hey, Donnie, don't you got someplace to be?
Let's see. James says Toronto will still win with a goal that goes off of Bennett's foot or something, knowing how bad our luck has been. Bolvar says, at this rate, Jaws is going to run through the wall like the Kool-Aid man and strangle every member of the Panthers. No, you'll just make a beeline for Swiggy, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Because of dirt bike gas stations. Whew.
Brian says would like to see Marchand score against Toronto. The Heat are currently up 15 points against the Celtics.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
And that's hot rodder.
Amateur.
Jacob Edna making his Panther debut.
So 3:14 to go in the second.
Player profile sponsored by Baptist Health.
His hometown is Plantation, Florida.
Chase Christie, Dallas Eakins, the other. His brother plays in the NHL. And, well, Dad Jay was part of the Miami Dolphins back in the early 80s. That's why the boys were born in South Florida.
Apparently, his dad was on the Miami Dolphins.
Who?
Jacob Magno. His dad was on the Dolphins.
Oh, is that right?
Cade says you should make a skit where Joss strangled Verhage, played by Kyle. Boquist in front does not get the shot off. Matthews with the puck now. Just chooses to dump it. Why is our quality dropped? Oh, now it's back to normal. Samo chooses to dump the puck. Brian says, do you think they shut down Barkov down until game 1?
I would love it. I would love it. If they just rested his.
Yes, we do. Alex Ovechkin has added to his goal total. He has scored here tonight, and there it is.
Ovi is at 892. He's just 3 more goals away.
On the morning news, Alex Ovechkin suspended for 20 games to PEDs.
Austin says, I would love to see how long the video would be with every Ovi goal.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure somebody will do that. That'll only take them 6 months to put it together. Come on, get the puck out of the zone. No late goals here against.
Bobrovsky is leading goals against average in the NHL right now.
Really?
Really?
The shot by Verhage is stopped. I'm stunned.
Jones moves the puck in.
Came across for 10. 45 to go, second period. Forsling and Tavares the goal scorer. Linsky's got hit there. Help from Nosek.
Nosek with the puck. Over to Greer. Nosek now behind the net. Greer wraparound attempt and 1:22 to go in the second. Another whistle. Tampa plays Ottawa tomorrow. Yeah, that should be a fun game.
Yeah.
Austin says, I just hope goal number 895 isn't on an empty net.
Panthers have put 15 shots on goal this
Oh,
Bolinskis sends the puck high.
oh.
Final minute of the period. Lusterainen with the puck. Has to send it back to Magna. Lusterainen with the puck over to Lundell. Shot goes wide. Reinhardt dumps it back. Can Lusterainen get the puck? How about Lundell? Mikkola with the puck. Rashad's deflected. Mikkola
Hold
with the
on.
puck.
Come on. Damn it. And how to do it.
All right, so
Okay.
that's the end of the second. Still truly inspiring hockey. Tied at 1 after 2. Rangers have a 4-3 lead at the end of the second. Blech. Hurricanes early in the third still have a 4-1 lead over Washington.
Let's go here for citizens of the law.
Happy guys, happy home.
So what do you do? Regular feeding can make all difference. That's wheat and feed. The product isn't ready. Now's the time to kill existing weeds.
You hope 895 isn't called, goal number 895 isn't called back because of goalie interference. Dominic, number 6 is Jacob Megna. We called him up from the checkers and sent Bjornfoot back down. Yeah, Samo can really fly.
That's iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on Earth, on any plan. Now with Genmoji.
I would prefer the Panthers to win in regulation if they feel like winning tonight, because right now the Leafs have the lead, have the tiebreaker against us with regulation wins, and a regulation win for the Panthers tonight would not only tie us up with the Leafs in points, it would also decrease the deficit with the tiebreaker.
Today we went to the beach and it was totally worth it. Life's a trip. Make the most of it. And that's
Sure, you held a gun to my wife's head. You have the wrong person. Max. I have exactly the right person.
David says both teams playing really well, in my honest opinion, crunching against boards and flying around. Great passing. Where did you see great passing in that game?
Jones passed the puck 2 or 3 times to Toronto spectacularly.
Metallic says, I don't think we're going to win. Toronto can actually score goals. Hey, Russell Bleeding Blues. How you doing? I'm sure you must be really enjoying the 10-game win streak right now. You guys are now actually ahead of the Wilds in the playoff standings. The Wilds better not be trying to completely choke away a playoff spot entirely.
Moving forward, I mean, I think that's probably going to be the message in the locker room going forward is continue to get the puck into their zone and create
and continue to dictate the style of play in this one because, like you and I were discussing, certainly don't want to turn this one into a track meet. Let's get to our highlights.
Davis says at least 3 half rink passes by us right on the tape. That Bob Sands guy says we're going to overtime, in my opinion. Cade says, yes, do not do that to Flurry, Wild. Let's take a look at the standings, shall we? Oh, the Wild have tied it up. It is tied at 4. So the Minnesota Wild are currently in the second wild card spot with 88 points and 33 regulation wins. Good news for them is that they have at least 5 more regulation wins than any of the other teams trying desperately to get into that last wild card spot. The Flames are at 82 points. The Canucks are at 81. But Utah is at 80. And somehow the Ducks are still mathematically alive right now with 74 points. I have to assume Minnesota can't possibly choke so hard that one of Calgary, Vancouver, or Utah makes it in instead of them, right? Right? Oh yeah, want to hear something hilarious? The Bruins have not only lost 9 straight, but because of their losing, they have fallen to dead last in the Eastern Conference. You heard that right. The Bruins have 1 less points than the Sabres. It is officially rock bottom in Boston. Kenneth says, most dangerous wild card team, Ottawa, Montreal, St. Louis, or Minnesota. I'm going to say St. Louis. St. Louis has looked absolutely deadly. If Bennington can keep up that performance and if the scoring keeps going. Yeah, not a single Eastern Conference team has been eliminated so far. All 4 eliminated teams are in the Western Conference. Sharks, Blackhawks, Predators, and Kraken. Cade says, welcome to the basement, Bruins. Look for our indentation down there. You'll understand us Panthers fans feel your pain. Calgary is desperately trying to knock them out right now. Eric thinks whoever wins the Atlantic Division wins the cup. So you're giving no shots to say the Capitals or the Hurricanes. Andrew says, do you have a favorite team in the West? Yours is the Preds. Rough season for them, though. I can't say I really do. I mean, I'll always have a slight bit of fondness for the Canucks since Luongo has such strong ties to the Canucks. I definitely do not like Vegas, Kenneth. That is a bald-faced lie. Patelron says Boston tanking for a lottery pick. Way to go, Boston. Coach of the year should be Jim Montgomery. The Blues clearly have no problem now with Jim Montgomery as their new head coach. Colin says, prayer circle. Panthers win the game in regulation and Marchand gets a goal. Kate says, Flames because former Panther Lowry almost won the cup with them in his final year. Bum, 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 bum. Ten bell salute for fallen Boston Bruins. Which positions do the Dolphins need in the draft? Offensive line, defensive line, secondary. Just throw a dart at a billboard of offensive and defensive line positions, and that's a need for the Dolphins. Pacharo, I think Dad and I will try and stream the NFL draft if we're able to. Andrew says, I'm living in Calgary right now, but I'm a Leafs fan. Lundberg is a fan favorite here. So, which dark horse team could win the cup? I'd put my money on the Blues. They're looking deadly.
Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
I'll be right back, folks. I'll be back in just a couple seconds.
We'll definitely flood your basement.
Congratulations. Here's your first year supply of nitrogen fertilizer. Remember, not too little or too much or you'll kill your lawn.
Okay.
Congratulations. Here's Progressive's Home Quote Explorer.
Uh-oh.
You're good. You can quickly compare insurance options and find the right quote.
By Estrella Insurance, it's 1-1 games with 40 minutes of play. This is Paul Maurice on what he has learned about Brad Marchand since Marchand is the cat.
He's got a wicked set of hands on him. You don't appreciate those things until you get on the ice with him. It's not even in games. It's get on the ice and practice. And then you have to realize, you saw it at times, it's within a 5-foot area of him. He's got a really high, especially if it's in a scrum, he's got a really high percentage of picking that up. So just an incredible set of hands for him.
A look at the scores around the NHL. The Wild and the Rangers all got it up at 4 apiece. The Capitals, a lone goal, Jovo, coming from Alex Ovechkin. I believe it was a power play goal.
It's amazing. We were just talking that, with 8 games that we remaining, a couple away to tie, 3 to break the record. I think we're going to see it.
I think we're going to see it too. But first, we want to see the Panthers get 2 points in this game because the standings as tight as ever, and we know that night in, night out, constantly changing. Joe, what do you want to see from the Cats? Trying to replicate that third period they have.
All right. Hey, Nat IRL. So, what are your predictions? Russell Bleed in Blue says, We can knock out the Jets like we did in 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. Best part is we don't need to play the Bruins again. Effie True says for Hagee in overtime. I just heard Jaws audibly laugh over that. Tony says 5-1 Carolina. Good grief. Hey, maybe Ovi can get another one. Are there any playoff clinching scenarios tonight? How many more games do the Hurricanes have to win in order to clinch a playoff spot?
Outdoor power, the Ego Zero Turn riding mower with E-Steer technology drives like a car, turns on a dime, and it cuts up to 2.5 acres on a single charge. Find an Ego retailer near you.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL.
Bolvar says nope. So you're saying no, there's no playoff clinching scenarios tonight? Cage says Mikkola scores in third, continuing to piss every other fan base off. Hey, Austin's been a member for 3 months. Yeah, Austin, I really don't want to talk about that right now. You've been a member for 3 months. Yes. Thank you, Austin. Russell Bleed in Blue says, I just want us in the Wilds to keep getting points so the Canucks or Flames can't catch. Weren't the Canucks in a playoff spot for the longest time? And the Flames had been in the playoff spot for some time? Kima says, I hope we are saving all the goals for the playoffs. We better be. We lead shots on goal 23-16. Third period's about to start. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Chocolates. Need chocolates.
Trying to get onto the stream chat.
Nat IRL says, what was the big announcement today?
Let's not talk about that right now.
They've had almost 50 shots so far. Shot attempts in this hockey game all around. Look at just jumping on there. Toronto has trouble getting out of their own zone to get the turn out. That continuation, it would be very beneficial for the Panthers here in the third.
Deadly Flame says, whatever. I am going for Avalanche anyways at this point. Well, the Flames still have an outside chance. Although I don't think Blues not collapsing now, and I don't think the Wilds might be able to do just enough to. Wilds might be able to do just enough to not drop out of the playoffs entirely. Hmm.
Moving along the boards, but Nyes takes it there for Toronto. Forsling blocked the centering pass, and it's out of play.
Nat says, let's go. So, 19:28 to go in the third. Russell Bleed in Blue says this is a tug of war between us and the Wild now for the wild cards. Yeah. The Wild had been third place in the Central for so long. David says, come on, anything but overtime.
Come on, Marchand in overtime. That's what we need.
Florida Man says, I'm still pissed off at the Suzuki debacle. Bob makes the save against Tavares. Kenneth says, a big announcement today is Leafs will clinch if they tie this period.
Yeah.
Hot Dog says hello. Hello. Tony says with the Jets' recent success in the playoffs, Stolarz makes a save on the sharp angle shot. With the Jets' recent success in the playoffs, if any wild card in the West could choose, they probably would choose the Jets because they always fail. Hot Dog says, I wish I didn't go to last night's game. Midnight Solar for Blue Jackets fan says, oh man, tomorrow is going to be a huge test for us against the Avalanche.
Uh-oh.
Rodriguez strips the puck away from Yarncrook. Stretch pass intercepted by the Leafs. Hello, Wyvern Low. How you doing?
Oh.
Gadjo blocks a shot. We're now at 17.5 to go in the third.
Good move. And right back in. We're still out there. So it's Gadjovich. So pure Gadjovich Lundell.
Russell Bleed in Blue says, Kyle, to be honest, I don't like the chances for the Wild if they have to play the Golden Knights in the first round. Yeah, probably wouldn't end well for them.
Swings across.
17:06 to go in the third.
So after the icing, Lundell is
Metallic says they realize that they're tied, right?
Still on the ice. And the Leafs have possession. Riley shoots. Bobrovsky fought it off. Knies was in.
JC says what happened with Suzuki. Well, that's the guy who scored those 2 goals against us last night. Kenneth says, fun fact of the night, Buffalo has more regulation wins than both Columbus and Montreal. Bob makes another save. Tony says if St. Louis keeps winning, they could end up in 3rd, and Colorado would be in a wild card spot because the gap is only how many points, Tony?
A big boost on the blue line for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This season.
Great signing by the Panthers last year.
Metallic says, can we get out of our own damn zone? Oh, it's 5 points. Bolvar says Comp for the Leafs is not returning with an upper body injury, possibly going on LTIR. Where'd you hear this? 16 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Uh-oh. No, Tavares. Go away. Retire. Go anywhere else. Just not to Montreal. All they need is a veteran guy to help them.
Yarncrook hustles in. Save by Bob. Chrissy says, can we get out of our own damn way and build a dynasty already? Samoskevich takes another hit against the boards.
Wish he would be more careful.
He's young. He can take it.
The boards are still the boards.
Stolars has to save the Magna shot of all the shots.
Behind the net there, there's Rodriguez, then there's shot. Magna gets it on goal. And you look at it right there.
Blair says, as a Leafs fan, we are playing really good. Florida is playing pretty well.
Yeah, really, just straight ass hockey too. No, not real physical and no real chippiness.
Lundell over to Reinhardt now. The Leafs. Oh, that
would have been something.
Magna goal to save us.
Yeah.
Reinhardt could not reach that, but Jones does keep it in the zone. I think we might have blocked our own shot. Forsling steals the puck, and then Reinhardt chose to pass it backwards. Chris says it's almost like both teams want to lose this game. Austin says, I had a dream the Kings went on a run. Can that happen? Maybe they can beat the Oilers for once. Then we'll talk. Right?
Is that kind of like the Bills finally beating the Chiefs?
Well, the Kings have only played the Oilers for like 3 times now.
Yeah.
So this would make the 4th. Logan Thompson, upper body injury, doubtful to return versus Canes. Lindgren in net to replace. Oh no, that could ruin everything for the Capitals. Castle Siege says, what's up? Hello.
Hi, it's a work thing. Mine's also a work thing. I just need someone to cover my shift.
So is mine. Alan says your business vehicle is now covered with Progressive.
Protected 24/7, just like your home and auto.
Oh, that's great.
So dinner time's just phone time now?
Sorry. You know, I heard that ground turkey is the healthiest poultry.
You know what? Never mind. Just be on your phone.
Tony says Tom Wilson is going on a rant, and I think he got penalized or kicked out of the game with 7 minutes to go. Jim in Florida says the only thing about Washington and Ovechkin's record chase is that they could literally rest for a week or more, but are going to be exhausted going into the playoffs. Florida man says Marshy score incoming. I hope so. So Maurice apparently wants to fight for first place. Joe Kerr says half the Panthers are out now. Toronto should be embarrassed that this is tied. Castle Siege says not much, just chilling. Looking forward to the rematch between us and Avalanche again. It's going to be fun. Chris says, Jaws, do you remember the first Panthers regular season victory in franchise history?
I mean, not like it was yesterday. Oh, come on. I remember when we used to have puck luck and we put the puck in the back of the net.
Marchand's able to pass
do something.
The point. Seth Jones defends. $12:45 to go in the third. So, remaining sketches. The Lightning get to play the Sabres twice.
Yes, I know.
Tampa Bay, Detroit, Buffalo. Tony says there's a mini brawl in the Capitals game. We lead shots 25-21. Metallic says, what is the ultimate reason why we are so incapable of scoring goals? Stolars played the puck. Lundell has the puck. He shoots. Stolars makes the save. The Heat won. Good for them. Colin says, I'm surprised with how reasonable MLB tickets are. To which team? You're going to get a really good deal if you're getting Marlins home tickets. Florida man says, question, who took Swaggy's swag?
His wife.
Miracle on Main Street says, how Magna been playing? I just tuned in.
He's solid. Definitely gives us a little bit of size, a little bit of stability back there. He's a lot calmer, it seems. Here we go. Come on, Rodriguez. Do the thing. Do the thing. Damn it.
Shot blocked.
Damn it. Can one depth guy score? Wilquist, Rodriguez.
Schmidt whiffs entirely.
Damn it.
Samoskevich
again.
Back to Boquist to Schmidt.
Schmidt. Oh! Samoskevich bouncing puck, couldn't get to it. Schmidt again. What was that? Oh, we went off on a change.
Schmidt's like, not so fast. Collins says, I saw $25 for good seats in right field at Global Life Field. Which team's field is that?
Man, it's
Greer. Stolarz made the save.
Damn it.
Kenneth says, I've never been to a Panthers regular season game. One preseason, 2 playoffs. Someday I should see one. Oh, the Texas Rangers. Well, in the Capitals Hurricanes game, both penalty boxes have 5 penalties each and 4 10-minute misconducts.
Wow.
This game remains tied.
This game is still tied. We are halfway through this third period. Marchand does not draw a penalty for getting the high stick in the face. Marchand's over to Mikula.
But damn it!
And for Hagee.
I mean, seriously, at this point, it's like he just can't score. Oh shit!
What a
Bubba,
save
Bubba,
by
Bubba.
Bob.
Oh boy.
There's been 4 fights between the Caps and Hurricanes in the third.
Yeah, they're preparing for their second round playoff match. Boy, Bubba. Now we're getting late in this game, though. Bubba save. Oh shit!
Oh no.
Yep.
Marner. Bob can't stop every single shot you give up.
We can't score.
We can't score.
We just can't score goals.
JC says, WTF. Nerfel says, Balinskis is not an NHL defenseman.
I'm going to go lift.
Yeah, now we got to play from behind. Yeah, Bob can't do it all. So Stolarz plays the puck. Just Kachucking around says Balinskis needs to not be on the team.
Oh, shit. I forgot to ring up station.
Kazuma says, I'm starting to wonder if the Marchand's trade was worth it. Boquist.
Come on, come on.
Oh, Samoskevich missed. Bro.
Oh.
Samoskevich has had at least 3 quality chances, and now Rodriguez sends it up high. 7:45 to go in the third.
Life moves at the speed of hockey, but you can count on Enterprise, home or away, to always be there with the assist, no matter where the game takes you. Enterprise, for lives and
Dennis says we can't score to save our lives.
What do you do? Regular feeding, it makes all the difference. Scott's Weed and Feed product is incredible.
Now's the time to kill existing weeds with Turf Builder Weed and Feed.
Feed.
Ugh. This is getting annoying.
Welcome.
One wild and crazy guy says, "Are you seeing any positives here?"
Nobody's hurt.
My wife's head. You have the wrong person. Max, exactly the right person. It's one of the most exciting spy thrillers in years.
Florida man says, "I miss Kachuk. We all do." Cade says, "Hockey gods are pissed at us right now."
Sponsored by Eldorado.
Yeah, Ricky Samoskevich. Watch this play in the neutral zone. There goes Boquist. He draws 2 defenders, slides it perfectly across the ice, but it just goes off the stick. Samoskevich looked like he had a
Frank says, "Just gonna say we've been shit since I stopped drinking." Rangers win. Blech.
manufacture another offhand rush like that again.
Yeah, Samoskevich had 5 shot attempts in the game. Only 1 on.
JC's the facts that it's 2-1 without Barkov, Kachuk, Ekblad, Kulikov, and Sturm. Leafs would not and cannot contend if our guys are in the lineup. One wild and crazy guy says, "Maybe we'll do to the Leafs what the Canadians did to us."
Yeah.
And Stolars
Jesus.
made the save against Mikkola. Yeah, this is getting really boring. You know what I'm saying?
Not scoring.
JJ says, JJ Sports says, what the hell is going on? All right. Forsling with the shots. It was blocked. 7 minutes to go in the third. Yeah, no rally hats.
No.
Not worth it. One wild and crazy guy says, if he ever wants to watch a good hockey game, watch the film Goon. Six and a half to go. Lundell shoots, sticked by Stolars and out of play. 6:12 to go in the third. Panthers losing 2-1 after being given infinite chances to take the lead. The Caps and Hurricanes at fourth fights in the third. Joe Kerr says, I hope Tampa wins the division so they have to deal with the Sens instead.
Oh.
Florida Man says, I'll be in Tampa's barn on April 15th to rep the champs.
Very cool. Oh, shit. Damn it. Get Tavares off the ice, please.
Kazuma says, I fear we will be Vegas this season and be a one-and-done champ. Five minutes to go. Oh boy. Nice ends, nice scores.
Yeah.
Now the Leafs finally break through with that long outlet pass and get in behind the Panthers' defense. That's very elusive for them. Panthers been very good defensively. Here's how it sets up. Look at Marner just.
So Marner, and that's Schmidt and Mikkola not being able to defend.
Well, we're pressing for you know.
Mm-hmm.
We're pressing for offense. Schmidt misses the puck. Oh, and I just finished lifting.
Are they reviewing it for something?
I think they said the linesman got hit.
So the Maple Leafs now with a 3-1 lead.
All right, time to shut it down and get play for third place.
Jamie Garcia says this is a veterans Panthers team. They will be all right when the bell rings and the playoffs start.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthew Nice gets that third goal for the Leafs. Wonder when we pull Bob. Amanda thinks the Sens will beat the Leafs in the playoffs.
It might happen if they win the division. But then that has us playing Tampa, which ain't exactly spectacular. We already can't score. We're going to play Vasilevsky. That's second end of a back-to-back. No Barkov. Jesus. Can't say we, wouldn't have expected this score.
Shot blocked by Carlo. Yes, we're still in the playoff picture still. Florida man says, what a collapse from first place.
On the wing, it's Reinhardt shooting. Stolar's the save.
Stolarz makes another save. Are we going on the power play?
Yep.
Hey.
Okay.
With 3 minutes left, we go on the power play. James says having Lundell on the top line is certainly a choice.
What other choice do we have? I mean, I guess you could have put Bennett out there, but I'm sure they're all getting the same number of minutes.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Because
Hot Dog says I was literally the only Panthers fans at Ball Arena.
They have to fill the silence.
the bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
Jamie says pull the goalie right now. We might do it to get that two-man advantage. But of course, doing that on the power play means Toronto can ice the puck as many times as they want. LL says it's been really tough to watch the past few weeks. So the remaining schedule, another back-to-back on the 5th and 6th at Ottawa, at Detroit, then Toronto, then Detroit, then Buffalo. And then the final 2 games of the year, back-to-back against the Rangers and Lightning. So Bob is still in nets right now.
There's still plenty of time. You see the 3 minutes. If the Panthers get set up and possibly get a power play goal here.
JJ Sports says this team is frustrating to watch when it comes to heartbreak.
Now what are we doing?
He wants to be able to finish the game, but let's see. It's all right. Try to finish it up.
All right, so now we getting a power play?
Yeah.
Okay, and they let Bob in. I like it.
Bennett's shot saved by Stolarz.
Oh, damn it. The amount of close chances. We got to get one, guys. On Reinhardt. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
All right, we still got a chance. We still got a chance.
We still got a chance. Reinhardt, one of the only consistent scoring players. So it's merely a 1-goal deficit now.
Hey, we got time. We got time.
There is no stopping the Rhino. His 37th goal of the year. Dennis says it's about damn time. Hey, Derek, thank you for the 2.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Let's see. Bob is headed to the bench now.
Boy, I wouldn't have minded waiting on the pulling of Bob, but okay.
Let's see. Net empty for Panthers. That puck will roll to the point. Now it's behind the net. Can Verhaeghe grab it? Jones picks up the puck.
Jones, you got Reinhardt right over here, dude.
Puck out of play.
Damn it.
1:55 to go in the third. So Panthers take their timeout. Joe Kerr says, which comes out on top? The Leafs' ability to choke or ours to not score?
Good question. It's like, yeah, we win the division, Ottawa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a prize. Home ice, that's all it is. But the fighting for the right to play Brady Tkachuk is not enticing, you know?
Hey, JC, thank you for the 10.
Thank you, JC. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, JC.
Much appreciated, bud.
He says Ryan Ree and Eric can kick rocks. 1967. and Verhaeghe assassinates a Leafs player.
Can we get to it? Can we at least get the puck?
Sam Oskevich.
To it. All right, come on.
Oh man, I thought that.
In that, I know.
Oh. Reinhardt over to Lundell.
Come on, ref, get out the way.
Back to Lundell at the point.
28 left.
Bennett. Deflected.
Damn it. Samuel got to get to it.
Seth Jones trying to keep the puck in, and
it's out.
It will be icing.
Okay.
With 1:11 to go.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Tony says, put Flying Fluffy on the ice.
Yeah.
1:10 to go in the third. Panthers have had 74 shot attempts tonight. 70 seconds left in the third period. Reinhardt shoot. Where is that puck? Oh man, it went all the way back to the circle. Jones somehow held that in. And
oh no, that's icing.
It's icing.
So this will be 52 seconds, 51.
51 seconds.
Okay.
Joe Kerr says, where's Brandon Montour with a clutch 6-on-5 goal when you need him?
Yeah.
Ball been out there for a while, well over a minute. Tavares nearly 2 minutes. He and Lundell in the circle again.
51 seconds to go.
It's always Tavares.
Samo with the puck. He chooses to pass to Reinhardt. Jones now with the puck. Bennett. You do realize you need to tie the game, right?
Oh,
it's right behind the nets. Let's see. Bennett with the puck over to Verhaeghe.
Damn it.
Verhaeghe desperately
keeps it in.
It's keeping the puck.
Oh, Jones needed to shoot that puck there. Oh!
Shot deflected.
18
Reinhardt.
seconds left. Up and out of play.
Up and out of play with 14. This is Bailey says, I love how Panthers fans are acting like they never won a cup. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago where the Panthers were the basement.
Wasn't that long ago.
We now have Marchand out there.
Oh,
Reinhardt held that
in. Hurry up!
You have to get the shot off.
Shoot!
Stolars makes a save, and that's
All that
the end.
time they didn't get one shot off.
Panthers had 80 shot attempts, 30 shots on goal, and lose 3-2.
Damn.
How long does it take you to fucking shoot the puck?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, just get it at the net, man. You're trying for the perfect shot. You're running out of time.
Where have we heard that story before?
Oh, jeez. All right, that's it. Now everybody just gets rested. We'll be on the road in the playoffs to start against Toronto because Tampa will win the division.
You mean Toronto will win the division?
Tampa's going to win the division. Tampa's schedule.
Nerful says nothing matters till the playoffs. I'll take our chances with Kachuk and Barkov in the lineup. JC says friendly reminder, no Barkov, no Kachuk, no Ekblad, no Kulikov. Adds no Sturm. So the Rangers win 5-4 in overtime against the Wild, because of course they do. And the Hurricanes beats the Capitals 5-1. Dennis says, hey, Leafs fans, this ain't the roster you're going to see when the playoffs start. Roaring Angels says, this is a repeat of last year, gonna catch teams off guard again. I hope so, Roaring Angels. Cruise Control says Kachuk, Barkov, Ekblad, Sturm, Kulikov will do great in the playoffs. Leafs are playing an undermanned team. Hardwood says, listen, we're missing Barkov, Kachuk, Ekblad, and Kulikov, and it was still a game. I do agree that there's some bit of overreaction. Not about Verhaeghe, though. That dude has just been cursed. You know, I get it's tough. It's hard to see the Panthers lose games, but what is truly the reward for trying to win first in the division? Play against Ottawa? So.
Find a way to beat the Florida Panthers. What was your biggest takeaway from this one overall?
You know, the couple goals are third period kind of got.
Dennis says Verhaeghe's an embarrassment.
I just can't get over almost the opportunities the Florida Panthers had in this game, you know, to
Jamie Garcia says, "You both have a good night. Thank you for sharing the broadcast with me."
They were stifling, as you heard Gus Forman talk about. Their main focus was get their gaps right, and they were forcing Toronto to dump the pucks in. They weren't giving any sustained offensive zone time.
Hardwood says we can't score because we're missing our captain and both of our assistants, and those things hurt a team. Yeah, Pomo's got to have a sit-down conversation with Uvis. You know, it's almost like we got a guy in free agency, in the trade deadline, so that Balinskis would not have to get thrown out there on the ice. And then Ekblad gets suspended. Yeah, Magna definitely looked better than Bjornfoot. The only teams in the NHL that have never been in a cup final is Winnipeg and Arizona. That doesn't sound right. I don't think Columbus has ever been in the... I do not believe Columbus has ever been in the Stanley Cup finals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have no conference championships, so the Blue Jackets have never been in the Stanley Cup. Also, the current Ottawa Senators have never been to the Stanley Cup. Yeah, can't wait to see Kulikov back on the ice either. Seattle has also not been to Stanley Cup final.
You want to get it away from the guy that's coming to block it. I thought Seth Jones did a good job getting it down there. And now you got it for it.
Speaking of Randy, let's get out to Goldie and Randy, get their thoughts on this game, guys. I'm sure you heard.
Chili Willie says, "Thank God they went out and got Jones. This team would be somehow even worse without him."
Generating enough. I mean, they're getting action at the net, but the finish just hasn't been there of late, Randy. And if you took those chances the last 24 hours, I mean, only getting 1 out of 4 points in these 2 games, they deserve the better fate. They have to like the way they're playing, but it's a results business.
You talk, or you're here from the head coaches.
So, James says, "I didn't like the price we paid for Jones, but we did need him." Hardwood says, "Once we are back at 100%, we will be fine."
This was Lundell giving it back to Loister right down the middle of the ice. And again, the Panthers all around Stolarz in the Toronto net. And with over 80 shot attempts, they were only credited with 31 shots, but over 80. And maybe if the Panthers would have hit the 40 shots total,
Your local Panthers fan says, "Ugh, I gotta avoid the NHL YouTube channel and Sportsnet YouTube channel for another 3 days." Hey, RSB, thank you for the 10, RSB. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. RSB says, "Time to end the night on some pessimism. We got a worse record than Seattle eliminated last week and are 1 loss away from having the same record as San Jose, literally the last team in the league." Beck says, hey, some people in here need to relax as it's not that big of a deal to get so worked up over. The team will be better given players return. If they don't win, they don't win.
It's unfortunate when you do play well and you come out like Goldie was saying, with 1 point out of those 4 points.
Okay.
All right.
Hardwood says, I remember many of the same people doubting the Panthers now were the same ones that said we were done after Game 6 in the finals.
You kind of want to have that kind of set on who you're going to go, whether they mix in.
So yeah, it's another loss, At least tonight we pretty much expected to lose tonight without Barkov or Kachuk or Ekblad or Kulikov or even Sturm. Hardwood says, I trust in Maurice and Zito. What is it?
Well, it's just because of what happened with asshole. Water on his camera, and now we can see it.
On any plan, only on Verizon.
Savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Rift seasoning.
Joe Kerr says we looked good before Ekblad got suspended. A bunch of bad stuff just happened all at once. I think we still win a series, but not a deeper run.
Hey, Donnie. Don't you got someplace to be?
Cheetos Cheese Pizza Puffs. Proud to be the second best pizza thing.
Mountains of flavor. Those crispy teeth.
Yeah, the Heat whooped on the Celtics tonight. So that's at least one victory for South Florida fans tonight.
Touches of black. They stand for elegance, refinement. They make you see everything in a new light.
Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sport Insurance. Price of rental models.
Try to get that to charge tomorrow. I just can't get it to work right now. All right, everybody. It could be worse. At least we stayed healthy. At least we stayed healthy in the game. So there's that. All right, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for joining us. I will see you tomorrow at noon for your therapy session. Everybody be cool and enjoy the rest of your night.
All right. Good night, everyone. When is Barkov coming back?
Don't know.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just